Although the dugouts at Masamuda also fulfill a public role, they were reconstructed primarily to gain information about water transport during the Vlaardingen culture. Transport through the wetland at the time took place most efficiently by water, and thus an awareness of the capacities of the mode of transport is important to get an idea of, for example, the range of dugouts and the maximum amount of cargo and people that could be transported on board. One way to gather somewhat reliable data on this is to conduct boating experiments with reconstruction made at Masamuda. The experiments were conducted on the nearby Vlaardingen Vaart, a straight canal located near our site. Both volunteers from Masamuda and professionals from the NWO project participated in the experiments. A series of experiments were carried out in fine weather and creeping winds. For example, the speed over 50 and 100 meters with alternating 1 up to 5-seated paddlers, the same distances with 1 and 2 standing paddlers, the same distances with 1 and 2 crouching paddlers, the turning radius with 2 paddlers, and the water displacement or depth of the dugout. The paddlers were alternated according to their experience and skills to keep the data as useful as possible. Prior to the experiments, the 8 clothed participants were weighed. In addition to quantitative observations, the behavior of the dugouts was also documented. A deviation to port side required adjustment to prevent the dugout from ending up in the water's edge. Photographs and film recordings were made of the experiments. Overall, the experiments showed decreasing gains. Up to and including 3-seated paddlers, the speed increases over both distances, with a highest speed at 3 participants, 25 at 50 meters and 51 seconds at 100 meters, around 8 kilometers per hour. With 4 and 5 paddlers, the speed decreases rapidly up to 10 seconds slower. The cause lies in the greater water displacement that causes the dugout to slow down. When paddling standing, the greatest speed is achieved with 1 person. With 2, the dugout quickly becomes unstable. Crouch produces slightly better figures than standing. The turning radius could be set at 3 meters, but when paddled on 2 sides, it's an astonishing 6 meters. The maximum buoyancy was set at 8 people, 587 kilo, with the dugout in stationary position. Initial experiments have provided insight into the range of relatively short distances and under favorable conditions. We also know how many paddlers the dugout performs most optimally and how much load or weight can be carried. To further validate the data, repetition of the same experiments is necessary and would also require working under different conditions. It would provide valuable information if, for example, narrow creeks and currents were paddled, conditions closer to the original conditions. The preparation of the dugout also requires further attention. Because it was kept on dry land for a long time, we experienced leakage, which would undoubtedly have been prevented with regular use. Overall, every reason to continue the experiments.